The entire team at the Emsolation podcast acknowledges the traditional custodians and cultures of the lands and seas on which we live and work. We pay our respects to all First Nations peoples, elders and ancestors. We acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded and stand in solidarity towards a shared future. I personally want to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which I record this podcast every week, the Wurundjeri people. I recognise their continued connection to the land and waters of this beautiful place I call home. Always was, always will be.
Em Rusciano.
I've just been sitting there in the corner clutching my little anxiety blanket, just lost in these sex scenes.
And Michael Lucas.
How does it not look like you've got an enormous wang on the stage?
This is Emsolation.
Not that you're in any way biased.
How dare you? How dare you point out exactly what I am?
You're in Emsolation.
Happy Thursday, Emsolators. Right now, I'm probably sunning my breasts somewhere in Port Douglas. But as promised last week, I said I would drop in on your Thursday and give you a little treat, a little tidbit. I'm trying to be relaxed with my voice because right now I'm on a holiday. Maybe I'm sipping a cocktail. Who knows? Probably not. I thought today, for your little treat, I would read to you the speech I gave at Michael Lucas's wedding. How nice! Isn't that such a good idea? All right, so I want you to cast your mind back. I've taken to the lectern, secretly pregnant with Elio at the time. No one knew except Michael. Oh, don't you love it? I sung their wedding song. They wouldn't let me officiate their wedding because in my mind I was like, remember how Moira married David? Like that outfit was definitely going to be floated. But they actually got a legal celebrant, whatever, guys. But I did manage to sing as they arrived at the reception. But I also gave the best man speech / best hag. So here it is. My name is Emmy Rusciano. I have known Michael since we were 11 years old. Before Michael met Adrian, we spent most of our time reenacting pivotal Disney princess movie scenes, marvelling at Tina Knowles' ability to get the Destiny's Child girls to wear those god-awful House of Durion costumes, and discussing the state of my marriage. I dumped on him knowing that one day I'd be able to repay the favour. I imagined him coming to me. I'm, of course, by the pool, resplendent in a fuchsia velvet turban pulled so tight it negates the need for my fourth facelift. Francois, my hard-bodied pool boy, would bring us gin, and Michael would pour his heart out about his lover's various transgressions. So when he met Adrian and it started to get serious, I sat patiently waiting for the time that I could dispense some sage marital wisdom. I'm still waiting, 10 years later, because Adrian and Michael never fight, not ever, about anything. It's extremely nauseating and sweet all at once. They agree on most everything. They genuinely compromise when they don't, and they actually like each other. They share a love of elaborate costumes. Adrian tolerates Michael's novelty T-shirt collection, and Michael pretends not to care about the amount of shoes Adrian has. But look, there has been one fight, and it involved Madonna being drunk at 4 a.m. on stage at the Forum, riding a tiny BMX, doing stand-up dressed as a clown. Let me take you there. Rebel Heart Tour 2016. We waited 23 years for her return. Michael was, of course, signed up to the VIP visa pre-sale, and as soon as she was on sale, he snapped up VIPPP triple platinum private pre-party so close you could see the veins on Madge's mighty biceps golden tickets. We planned elaborate costumes. I was modern-day Madonna with a look inspired by Alessandro Michele Fogucci, think sexy gypsy matador. And Adrian and Michael had valiantly and selflessly agreed to dress as my hot Spanish bull backing dancers. Then it was announced that she would also be performing an intimate, stripped-back acoustic show with only a limited number of tickets made available, and they were just for the hardcore fans, aka Michael Lucas and I. You literally had to prove your love for Madonna by posting a picture of you partaking in said love. Michael entered and also sent the details to both Adrian and I. I think he was hoping that we would also enter, but We were very busy and also knew that Michael had it covered. He's the details guy in our relationship. Adrian and I are just the fabulous Italians who rely on his extreme organisation. So, of course, Michael won 2 of the precious tickets. Just 2. So he was left with the choice no gay man should ever have to make.
Hi, gay.
His very own homosexual Sophie's Choice. I've never seen that movie. Please don't ever let me know what Sophie's Choice is. I'm fairly sure I don't want to know, but whatever it is, I can't imagine it was as bad as what Michael was facing. On one hand, he had his best friend who alongside of him had worshipped Madonna since a very young age, who had reenacted the Like a Prayer film clip in her lounge room, causing a small fire to break out, and who had long held the belief that Madonna was her biological mother.
What the fuck is hell?
And on the other hand, some Adrian come lately who was his partner, love of his life, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, Adrian. Michael told me of his dilemma, and I recall being extremely gracious about it. I think I said something along the lines of, I will never recover if you take Adrian and not me. I may set myself on fire. So, I was super low-key about it. I'm told Michael then went back to Adrian and explained how he'd already told me I could go, that he was afraid for my emotional state should he not take me, and he honestly didn't know what to do. To his credit, Adrian fell on his sword and told Michael to take me. Michael confided in me that even though he passed on the ticket, things were not great, and Michael felt that he'd failed their first big relationship test. And obviously, at that point in time, you would expect that I would have then fallen on my sword and offered my ticket. I fucking did not. For the first time ever, they had had a fight, triggered by the combination of Madonna and I, which feels on brand, gang. Look, all's well that ends well, here we are. But Michael was determined for Adrian to be there. He couldn't bear the idea of letting him down, so he managed to find another competition, one that involved writing about your love for Madonna. And as you all know, that bitch can write, y'all. So in the space of 24 hours, he entered 60 times, he created fake email accounts and won 6 more tickets. So Adrian flew to Melbourne and we attended that strange, sad, exhilarating 4 a.m. Madonna show. And Adrian, to his credit again, was friendly when he saw me after the incident. He was kind even. I can guarantee you I would not have been anywhere near as gracious if the situation were reversed. But Adrian cares about the people Michael loves. You see, Adrian and Michael are a real team. They are truly devoted to each other's happiness and celebrate each other's eccentricities, which is why they work. Their relationship is effortless, fabulous, and enduring. I love how they love each other. To Adrian, thank you for being a willing participant in your husband and mine's antics. You have never once made me feel unwanted and have always been very generous in sharing Michael with me. Thank you for accepting that we're a package deal. And most importantly, thank you for loving my cherished friend the way he deserves to be loved. To Michael, you look hot, bitch. You look J-Lo at the Met Gala, you look Whitney pre-Bobby, you look Madge circa Vogue. I can't wait to finally legally start our lives together. To Adrian and Michael. There you go. I got teary. It was honestly the greatest wedding I've ever attended. It was just, oh my God, it was so great. All right, well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed your little treat. Again, next Thursday, what will it be? I don't know. You'll get another little treat. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll chat soon.
This is Emsolation.
Emsolation with M. Russiano is a Spotify exclusive podcast recorded at Down the Hill Studios. Hosted by M. Russiano with Michael Lucas. Executive produced by Benjamin Wasley. Produced by M. Russiano. Edited by Ezekiel Fenn at Entente Music. With videos by James Henderson. Socials by Marcella Russiano Barrow. With assistance from Jem Evans and Georgia Watts. Plus, occasional office shelf installs and flat pack wrangling from M's dad Vincey. Get more Emsolation by following us on Instagram at Emsolation podcast. You can also sign up for our weekly newsletter. Join other Emsolators of the Emsolation group on Facebook. The answer is Harry Styles. And please take the time to share this podcast with a friend and make sure you're following us on the Spotify app by hitting the follow button. Thanks again for taking time out to listen to this week's episode, and we look forward to chatting with you again soon.